Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is March 18th, 2023, and this is my weekly market review where I am reviewing the Russell 2000 on a daily chart, weekly chart, monthly chart, and a quarterly chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendations here. As you all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. You probably will lose money at trading. The thing is to get profitable. The thing is to get educated. Contact us here at Right Side Trading. Contact me. See if we can help you get where you can be a profitable trader and all. Again, let's jump right over to the charts and take a look and see what happened this past week and what's going on in this market. First of all, the Russell is doing seem like the opposite of the Nasdaq, and that's all probably because the Russell is probably more weighted in the financial stuff, and the Nasdaq is not. So that's I don't even want to go any more into that than that right there. So let's go ahead and just jump right over here to the quarterly chart and all and see what we see. We can see that this quarter Russell has turned red. It's still down here. The Russell still never really got that close here and all, and we're back down here in this zone where I think the Russell can maybe hold out, and we're looking to see that the Russell doesn't break the zone and end up giving us a COVID low. But be careful to the downside there if you're trading to the upside. If you're trading to the downside, it might be okay. But let's take a look at some of the smaller pictures before we say that. Right here on the monthly chart, the Russell was the hot one. The Russell was the one that was getting above the 10, staying above the 10. Then now this month, we opened at a resistance 1 on a quarterly pivot and all, and it hasn't been able to get back above that. It hasn't been able to get back above the 10. It's below the 10 right now. The Russell is in and what they would say a bearish market since it's trading below the 10. This is the 10, right? Let me just make sure of that. This is the 10. So again, on a monthly chart, if the market is below a 10 moving average, they tend to think it's in a bearish market. And right now, it looks pretty bearish to me. We're at the bottom of my range there. I know the Russell seems to be was trading in. The bottom side of it is what I like doing because I am the type who likes selling puts, spreads, and puts. So I would want to be selling down here below that range. No trade recommendation there because anything can happen. But let's kind of like wait and see what's going to happen here. But right now we're at the bottom of that range. This thing is now to see, okay, when are we going to bottom it and when are we going to actually reverse back to the upside. Let's take a closer look at the weekly picture. Maybe that'll give us a clue. And on the weekly picture, as we can see, right now, that stochastic is still pointing to the downside. It hasn't quite made it to the bottom yet. We do have some bottoms on the weekly chart that are below my range that I have highlighted here. Again, nothing exact, and I don't try to draw anything exact. I just like to know where I'm at on the picture and all based on previous data. So we are there, and we are also on these monthly pivots. We are bouncing at a support 3 level, support 3 level, support 3 level. I want to say that 3 times because usually when we get down to a support 3 level, the market does tend to bounce. I'm just pointing back here at a time where it went quite a bit below that support 3 level before it actually reversed back up on a weekly chart. As you can see, again, it went to a support 3 level and reversed. You don't see it coming that low that often and all. I'm trying to see anywhere else on this particular picture that we're looking at where the market actually came down to a support 3 level. It's these red lines. Only back here at COVID, we came down to below a support 3 level and came back up. But normally you do not see the market come down to a support 3 level at all. Support 3 level and back up. This is back where we were at before. And plus, when you started getting these big moves in the market, your pivots tends to get wider because they're based on previous data, previous closes, previous opening, previous highs. So we are at a support 3 level. We need to kind of like wait and see when we're going to be getting that reversal single and all. So let's go down to a daily and see what we see on the daily. And all right, quick here. And as we can see on the daily, even on this one, support 3, if you zoom in and start looking at that, since I gave you a little ideal things to look at when it comes to using pivots. These are weekly pivots on a daily chart, and see what's happening. Right now, this market has gotten where it's kind of going sideways down here for the last few days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. You would think, let me zoom in here, uh, so we can look at what's been happening. And you would think this pattern here is in the wrong location. This evening star, it's at the bottom. And but if you got confirmation even at the bottom here on this particular evening star pattern, you would expect you need that confirmation that it probably would end up being somewhere below my range, and that would give you an idea that this thing may be going lower. Right here, some people would call this some kind of pattern right here. This is kind of like, but still, it's in the wrong location. We at the bottom getting these bearish looking patterns and stuff, and we do have the stochastic hanging out here at the bottom. We know, those of us who use the stochastic know that stochastic can hang out here at the bottom and stay at the bottom. It can hang out here at the bottom and go lower. So that's what I'm seeing this week. Again, that's all I really want to share, kind of highlighting a few little things that's going on here on the chart on the Russell 2000. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.